Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. I love it.
Bring that smoke! Baseline lobs it up with a big fella again.
Welcome to another episode of Celtics Talk Radio. I'm your host, Kevin Perrington Turner. We are here with another episode, latest and greatest. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Celtics Talk Radio, and that's C3 LTICS Radio, Talk Radio on Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. You can find me. I'm Kevin Perrington Turner, also known as the Brown Bostonian. That's my blog. That's where you can find me. And we have a lot to talk about, but we also have a special guest from #Celtics Nation. We have Daye Editz. He's here with us. He's going to answer some questions, ask some questions. We're going to discuss the Celtics and the recent.
You can say it. You can say demise. Go ahead. You can say it.
Demise.
You can say it. You can say it. You can
the
say
recent
it.
demise. We're going to talk about that. Daye Editz, how you doing?
You know what? I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on the show. You know, I've been following you guys. I see the way you guys are moving. I love it. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm just happy to be a part of the team right now.
Absolutely, man. And when you said demise, I think that's pretty solid and pretty accurate to describe how the Celtics have been playing. You know,
I feel like we jump real fast though, not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how old you are, Kevin, but I can maybe show my age a little bit. But I remember when the Celtics sucked. So like to lose a couple games, it's more like for me, it's just a couple games. But at the same time, especially the platform that I'm on, like with #Celtics Nation, we got some fans on there, man. We lose one game, they're like, it's over. We're all gonna die. Like, I'm like, come on, man, just relax for a second. But at the same time, it is kind of a small mini demise before playoffs, and that's something I don't like. That's just being real.
So you don't care about them losing the first place of the Eastern Conference?
I do and I don't at the same time. Let me tell you why. Because I feel like sometimes we need to get punched in the face. Think about it. Sometimes you gotta get punched in the jaw. And they're getting punched in the jaw by like when Mike Tyson got punched in the face and got knocked out. That's basically what's happening to the Celtics right now. But they're getting knocked out by like the Nets and the Knicks. Like for the last two games, we've had these mediocre teams. Yeah, I said it. Mediocre teams beat us and beat us in a way where, like, let's just be honest. We're talking about this dude Quickly. I've never even heard of Quickly. Seriously, like I quickly know him, but he quickly dispatched the Celtics really fast. So It's like some of that stuff, like I don't know. I don't mind not being in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get to the playoff. Let's get to the playoffs. If we got to face someone else at like the 7 feet, if we're at the 2 seed, that don't really bother me. I don't really care about placement. I don't care about winning. If we can get to the playoff and just win, who cares if we got first place? That's just me.
That's a good point. I also want a little backtrack and go this past week of the last two games against the Knicks and the Nets, both in New York. You know, against Brooklyn, Friday, the loss by 10 points. Lost. Yeah. What did you see from that game that you liked and what you obviously didn't like? Show us a lot.
So for the Nets game, I think the only thing that I honestly think that we did well was nothing. I'm just like, and I hate to say it like that because the Celtics have been playing phenomenal. Let's just be real. Like Jason Tatum, he's been playing at an MVP caliber type person. Same thing with like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown been balling too. Jaylen Brown dropped 35 points that game, right? Tatum dropped 22. So those two, they're phenomenal. The only thing I can tell what's happening, which is the bad part, is our bench is not playing up to standard. Like we haven't had Malcolm Brogdon for 2 games, and look what happened. Think about it. Money Mal been the key person off the bench besides D White. Okay, D White is, I call him, you know, they hit the dad strength and all that. Yes, he is a key member off of the bench, but when he gets put into like the starting role, there's no one else coming off of the bench to support him. Like even when Grant Williams comes off the bench, Grant Williams, I think, forgets how to play basketball sometimes, and I think he's great. But sometimes I feel like he thinks he's like Michael Jordan, and he ain't. He ain't that bench player that come off like that. So
I think, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know about yourself, but that's just my opinion. I feel like in the Nets game, Our bench wasn't as strong as it should have been. You know what I mean? We didn't have Money Mal, so they really couldn't capitalize on that. I feel we shouldn't even truthfully told, we shouldn't have really lost the Nets game. I really think if they were going to take out, like, I think maybe they should have played Pritchard a little more. That's just me, because I feel like Pritchard, if you realize every Nets game that Pritchard plays in, he's been phenomenal. If you think about it, every game he's played in this season, Peyton Pritchard has been like that key spark off of the bench for the Nets, against the Nets. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because Kyrie was there and he was showing off. Don't know why, but that's just my take on it.
It's easy to do that when you're not playing. When you get on the court, you want to show out. That's what Pritchard is. I mean, like, he's good, but I mean, when he gets on the court, it is one of those I got to show out moments, and he's playing his heart out, as he should, as every player should every game. But I think it's one of those things where, like, you know, the guy we have the least scouting report on is might have something to say once he steps on the court. He's good, but
what about your opinion? What do you think? What do you think about the game?
I'm gonna go a step further and say it is the bench, but to me, my biggest issue with the Celtics has always been their front court. You know, they added Skula, but like they had Blake Griffin, but he hasn't done anything. I guess due to injury. But
he's old. Sorry.
Yeah, Rob in and out the lineup, obviously with his injury, and just, you know, kind of that's just his MO at this point. And then Al Horford is aging, and he's been in and out the lineup with games, minutes, load management. And then you got Grant Williams, and he's good, but there's no one on that can get the ball on the block and score. It's a bunch of guys.
I agree with I totally agree with that. I feel like we forget about that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm like, again, I don't want to age myself, but I was big on the block. Like, go to the block, man. Like, they got these small, and they were small. The Nets would run small. Go put some big people down there and just get to the block and bang around. They don't do that enough. You know what I mean? Like, I know Mazzulla's whole thing is shoot threes. Not me, though. Like, again, get to your spot, get to your elbow jumper and shoot a jumper, or get to the block and back down. But again, we don't have those big people, like you say, because they are in and out. So yeah, I can agree with you on that one, saying that they do need something in the front court. They need consistency in the front,
and not like, just the type of scoring. Even when they're all there, say they're all there, you still just Robert Williams. He's a guy that's going to run the floor, catch an alley-oop, clean up the glass. Al Horford is going to shoot threes. He might do a little bit too, but there's no one that can like can make a move, like can get in his bag if we post him up. I mean,
like an Embiid.
Yeah, like an Embiid. I mean, he's the best center in the league.
Yeah.
But we don't even
have that style. But
yeah,
that style of play, because we don't have that. We don't have like a good four. We don't have a good four that can really get in there. You know what I mean? Like, I love Al Horford. You know what I mean? I love Al Horford, especially when he plays the four. When they're playing their full squad, he plays the four, and then Rob's at the five. Like, I think he's a good forward. He's not like you said, he's aging. He's getting old. So when he gets off the court, I forget the plus or minus, but I know when he gets off the court, you could tell there's no real big backup. Like, I love Grant Williams. Don't get me wrong. He ain't worth $20 million. I'll say it to his face if he wanted me to, but he ain't worth $20 million. He's not worth $20 million right now. I know in the beginning of the season, he was balling. Let's be real. Grant Williams was balling. In comparison to like last year, he was balling this year. I will give a man flowers when they do, but he ain't $20 million, dude. He more like a $15 or $16 million player, in my opinion. But I guess that might even be high side. That might even be high, and that's me talking smack.
I think. I mean, if we look in the past couple of weeks, no, but I will say he does add a lot of value for the Celtics just from what they have.
Do you think he's $20 million? Do you think he's $20 million? If you was Brad and was you going to offer him $20 million?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. We can't forget last year in the playoffs, Game 7, he was hitting threes. We can't forget what he can do on the perimeter defensively and on the block. Offensively, all he has like the cleanup, running the floor and shooting, but defensively he adds so much by just having another big guy that can guard on the perimeter and guard in the paint. I think if you take Grant Williams out, and he's been healthy, you take him out.
All right.
It creates a hole it creates a hole in the roster. It creates a huge hole, more than if Derek White was out, more than if Marcus Smart was out. Even though he's big, he's huge on the roster, but we have a lot of guards. If you take Grant Williams out, now you're kind of left with Robert Williams, who you don't know is going to play, Al Horford, who you don't know is going to play, and I think Grant Williams has a lot of value for the Celtics, in my opinion.
So, all right, I'll give him 19.5.
19.5.
I'll give him 19.5. But yeah, when you say it like that, man, I have to agree. There's a question: does Joe know what he's doing?
Oof.
Man, come on.
That first.
Come on, man. The only thing, okay. The dude's what, 34 years old? Joe Mazzulla's 34 years old. He came into a situation where, Udoka set up the Celtics pretty nice. All right, he got them to a point, so he took over. And for a young man to go in there and what he's done, I feel he does know what he's doing, but at the same time, he doesn't. And the reason I say both, because I don't like that he doesn't call timeouts in a weird way. Sometimes I like it because I like the team to be gritty, and like it reminds me of like high school ball, or when you're at the court. There was no timeouts on the court. You could be down like 40 in a pickup game, and you still got to play to try to get back in the game, right? I like that grittiness. I like it. However, there are some times where he needs to call a timeout and just get them back in check, because I feel like sometimes they get into the hero ball role and he doesn't really understand that type. I feel like he just wants them to play through it. But if he calls the right timeout at the right time, they can kind of refocus. I feel like he can't make the proper adjustments either sometimes. Like even like the game last night, like there was some adjustments he could have made during the second OT, but by that time, I feel like they were gassed. That's just me when I was looking at the game yesterday. I know we're talking about the Nets game, but even at the Nets game, there was a little adjustments he could have did too. Like he could have put back on. I forget who he had on the last. I think it was like the last like 3 minutes. Whoever the last 3 minutes is, I feel like he didn't do the rotations right. That's just me.
I agree. I think it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but in the beginning of the season, like you said, they set up the Celtics really well, especially Adam Brogdon. Because all they needed was the bench, was a bench scorer, and Adam Brogdon, and they was gonna have Gallinari, who I think would have been huge too. But
they forget about Gallinari.
They set him up nice. So when you come out the gate of the season, you're gonna win games because they're healthy. You know, guys they're not fatigued or anything like that. But then now it's like after the deadline, after the All-Star break, is when the game slows down, and it's big on. It's more on coaching a little bit more than it is the players, because now guys are tired. Now it's rotation. Now it's minutes. Now it's preparing for the playoffs. Now it's defense, more points in the paint. It's everything. And now this is a big adjustment for Joe Mazzulla. So I do think he knows what he's doing. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know why. I feel like they kind of should have went with a defensive coach, because Ime Udoka was a defensive coach.
He was a defensive coach. And you can tell Mazzulla's not a defensive coach.
No, he's offensive. And I think they should have just kept with that. I see why Mazzulla was a great assistant, So like, but do you think they'll figure it out? You said they'll figure it out. You said in the beginning.
I think they'll figure it out. You know who I have a lot more faith in than Mazzulla, which is kind of weird, is Stoudemire.
Interesting.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel there's something about Stoudemire. I feel like he connects more with the players on a different level. You know what I mean?
That's a big thing. I feel like guys don't talk about enough, because he's a former player, and Mazzulla's a former NBA player. Udoka was a former NBA player, but like the thing that works so much about those type of coaches, like even though they're not stars, they wasn't stars in the NBA. That made them have to look into other things to get on the court and to stay in the league. So they focus more on defense. They focus more on assignments and scouting reports. So that's what kind of makes them great coaches after they become players. But Joe Mazzulla was, he didn't stay in. Was he even in the league? I'm not even sure. I know he went to Virginia, but I think that also hurts them. So I understand when you say Stoudemire. I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
You know who I wanted? You know who I really wanted for the Celtics? You know who I really wanted? And I know he'll never coach again? Mark Jackson.
I would
Dead.
love Mark Jackson.
Right?
I
Right?
would love Mark Jackson.
Right?
Making him
Like, he would be, yeah, he would, I don't know. I know he'll never coach. I guess I know that the NBA will probably never let him coach again, especially what had happened with like the Warriors. Like, I get all that. I ain't stupid. However, if he got another shot, man, before they got Ndoka, right, when Brad left, I was like praying. I was like, please just let Mark Jackson just decide to let him play, because he would be a phenomenal coach for the Celtics, because you got to think he built the Warriors. I don't care what they say about anything. Mark Jackson built the Warriors. It was not Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr came and it was already set up. It was basically like Mark Jackson was Udoka and Joe Mazzulla was Steve Kerr, in a weird way, I guess.
No, it makes sense. I think they lost the first round of the playoffs with Mark Jackson, like his last year there. And that was kind of like the beginning of an era. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I agree. Do you think the Celtics respect Joe Mazzulla, the players?
They say they do. They
Yeah.
say they do, and not for nothing. You can kind of see, like, even on their interactions, I feel like they do. I do. I just don't. All right. Because he's so young, he can connect with the younger players.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best part about it. You know what I mean? He can connect with those players on a level that most older coaches couldn't. But as far as respect him, I think they respect him. But Tatum already came out and said something like, "Oh, I miss him, Doka." Like, he already came out and kind of slid some things in there,
Yeah.
and it's not a slap or a diss at Joe. He's just probably saying, like, I really like him, Doka, as a coach. And I don't want to say there was a lack of respect, because I know if I don't think I would have said anything like that, because I wouldn't want my coach to feel some type of way, because he's my coach and he's the one that is on my team right now. I wouldn't want to shoot him in the foot, but I don't know. Do you think they respect him?
I think like not as much as they respect Udoka. I think, like you said, they connect to him, but I haven't seen Missoula make any like big changes or big adjustments or big time decisions. I think
Yeah,
he might try to
he's
keep
scared.
everyone not happy, but I think he hasn't made any big decisions. I think that's where that might have came from Jason Tatum.
I think he's scared. I think he's scared in parts. I think he's a little bit scared. You know what I mean? I think he needs to chew gum again, because I feel like if he doesn't chew gum, we're not really the same team. But I think he's a little scared to, like you said, make a big change, like sit Marcus Smart down. Like, imagine, sit Marcus Smart down, say, Marcus, you're gonna come off the bench. We're gonna start Malcolm Brogdon.
That'd be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy. But that would be a big move, because do you think when they signed Malcolm Brogdon, everyone on the wire, everybody, Marcus Smart's going to the bench. And I love Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart is the heart, soul of the Celtics. We could see even when he was out, the impact that he left without being on the court, right? Like, we've seen that. We've visibly seen that. So I'm not taking away nothing from Marcus Smart. I think that he is a phenomenal player. He's actually one of my favorite players on the Celtics. However, Money Mal will drive to the hole every time. He'll drive, kick out, he'll drive and try to create something, where Marcus now sometimes will drive, but most of the time now he's just pop a three now. Think about it. And when Marcus Smart first came out, everyone went like this when he shot. They're like, "Oh no, God, Marcus, please don't shoot it." You know what I'm saying? That I was one of those players too. When he first came out, I was like, "God, will he stop bricking it?" Has he improved? Hell yeah. However, I feel like Malcolm Brogdon would be a better fit at this time in the season. I feel like if they inserted him and then put Marcus to the bench and did a quick flop, I feel like the team would, I don't know, even when he's think about when he's in the rotation, right? When he's in the lineup, right? And Marcus is on the bench, they are more, they cut more, they drive more, like they go into the basket more, they get to the paint more, because he's a driver. But at the same time, he can get his own shot and shoot the three. So that's just me. The only thing is his health problems. That's just my opinion on that one.
And I think the health problems is the reason why he's been shooting more threes. I remember last night against the Knicks, he made it was an overtime. It was a long three Marcus Smart shot, didn't hit the rim, and I'm just
No.
like,
Boom. Boom.
yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? And it ended up being a score. Someone got a rebound and scored, but it's just like this has kind of been like the issue even years ago, even in the bubble. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been an issue for a long time, and I think right now being on the bench for Marcus Smart would help because Brogdon, he's a 20-point scorer. On the Celtics, he's not, but when he was in Milwaukee and the Pacers, he was averaging close to 20 points. And on this team, it would make so much more sense, especially with, I'm gonna say it again, the front court not being as great as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Having that collective group of great backcourt offensive players, and then having Marcus Smart off the bench to bring defense and his toughness, and he can score. I think Marcus Smart should come off the bench, and I feel like Joe Mazzulla is not going to pull the trigger.
He's not gonna pull that trigger because that's a power move. That's
Yeah,
a power move right there. And I don't think he's ready to do that. And maybe because he's scared of the repercussions, and this is probably the first time he's really having to deal with stars like that too. And that would be a power move, like a power. That would be like
yeah.
that'd be a power move. What's that
I feel
question?
I feel like the players think that about Marcus Smart. When we go back to what happened in the past years, anytime they had like I'm not gonna say turmoil, but anytime they had like rough patches, whether it was in the playoffs, whether it was in the beginning of the seasons, it's been like it seemed like Marcus Smart was in the middle of it. I know because he's the heart and soul, but it seemed like a big issue is because his offensive struggles and shooting, and it's like now that we're seeing the breakdown happen this past week, I think it's becoming more clear this season that something, not a big change, but something like Marcus Smart coming off the bench, or maybe him getting less minutes needs to happen. Do you think so?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the less minutes thing, and just because I feel just you said like yesterday, like I seen the shot. I think it hit like the left side of like the like I was like, come on, bro, what you doing? And it's like I feel like sometimes he thinks he's Steph Curry and you're not, and it's just the harsh reality of it. I seen the last question. The last question said, "Is Al better than last year?" Is that what the question was? What is your opinion? I'll give mine after.
Ooh, it's out, but that's tough. I think he's more efficient than last year, but I think that's because I feel he's playing less minutes and less games, so they're kind of using him in right spots. So it's a little. I'm not gonna say it's they're kind of putting a mirage there, but it's like a lot of times when veterans get older, they're gonna put him in the right spots where they do their best. He's getting the threes. He's playing help defense. He's getting switches, so it's not like he's guarding the best guy one-on-one. It's not like he's getting the ball at the top of the key and making them score. So do I think he's playing better? In a way, yeah, he's more efficient. But
Yeah,
do I think his overall game has elevated?
No,
I don't.
no. I just think you're right. He's in the right setup. He ain't in like the he like you said, he's not, his game hasn't jumped up like a level. It's just that he's been placed, like you said, you nailed it, man, 100%. I think he's just been placed in the right situation.
Who do you think is a more true point guard, Marcus Smart or Brogdon?
You really gonna ask me that question?
Both of them are technically point guards. Both of them are point guards.
Okay. So if we're talking true point guard, Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart is a facilitator. He is a facilitator. Brogdon, I feel, is more like Brogdon's like if I was to describe at least my style, at least when I see Brogdon play, he's like a mixture of, I would say, like Seth Curry, because Seth Curry will pull up a shot, but he will drive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a little bit of Marcus Smart. I hate to say it like that, but he's kind of Marcus Smartish. But I don't know. I think Marcus Smart is a true point guard. But I think he gets in his brain sometimes and realizes that he just want to take over, and he's just going to start shooting threes. That's me, but I do lean a little. I guess I'm like if I had to say a percentage, I'd say like a 60-40 split. I would say like 60% of my heart is saying Marcus Smart is a point, and 40% of it is saying that it's Money Mal. Most people are going to disagree on that, I guess, because I think for a point guard, it's not just the scoring part. It's not just the scoring. I think, like, you play 2K, Kevin.
I do play
All
2K.
right, all right. Do you play My Player?
I do, yes.
All right. What do you pick as a position as a player?
You always pick the point guard
Why?
because you get the ball the most.
Exactly. So, but the point guard can lead the team in a way where you can facilitate and you could kick. I feel like when it's in Marcus Smart's hand, I feel like he makes the right decision. I'd say like 75% of the time. The other 25%, he's making some dumbass decision. I probably can't say that on the radio, but I feel like he says he makes some dumb decisions. He does not make Marcus Smart doesn't make smart decisions sometimes. However,
Yeah.
like on 2K, you decide to be the point guard because the point guard's got the control of it. Money Mal is a phenomenal point guard. He wouldn't have been rookie of the year if he was not that. So I don't know, man. I feel he's more of a when you're a point guard, it's not just the scoring, it's the leadership, it's the commander. He's not a floor general. I don't want to say that. He's not like a floor general. He's not like a Rondo. Don't get me twisted. Like I think Rondo's a better player than Marcus Smart is. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as point guard. Hell, not now. Not now. Come on, man. Like playoff. Not now. Let's be real. Rondo probably can't dribble a basketball right now. But I mean, like, when Rondo was in his prime, Rondo was a point guard. Like, think about it. He was a point guard. Like, he was a floor general. Marcus Smart, not a floor general. He's like a lieutenant, like a floor lieutenant. He is not a floor general. That's just me. What about you?
I think Malcolm Brogdon is, I would say, a better point. I just think he's more efficient in certain ways. Okay. It might not be. If it's not passing, I think it's like turnovers. I think it's like 2 minutes left in the game. I like the ball in Malcolm Brogdon's hands. I like Malcolm Brogdon on the court with 2 minutes left. He kicks it. We could put Malcolm Brogdon on any part of the floor, and he could shoot. He could score. Whether it's a catch and shoot, whether it's a catch and drive, whether it's a catch, drive, and kick. It's just he kind of has more of an arsenal, more of a toolkit in his bag. I mean, Marcus Smart, he's a great defensive player. He can knock down an open three, not all the time. And, like, he can drive. He doesn't necessarily have, like, the same athleticism to, like, I haven't seen him really dunking on anyone as of late. I haven't seen him jump over anyone lately. It's just like Malcolm Brogdon's just he has more of an overall package. And I think with the Celtics, what they're going through right now, I think it just works for them to have Brogdon play more. So I think
if they do that switch, man, think about it. They do that switch. Like I said, I like Marcus Smart as a point guard. However, you brought up some really good points about Malcolm, which he could really do right now in the season. Like if he was healthy, he could probably get them to a certain place and keep Marcus coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I don't even think we spoke about it yet. I want to talk about last night. What did you see?
Why? Why do we talk about crap? All right.
I mean,
so I stayed up like everyone else to watch double overtime. Jaylen Brown should have took the last shot. Not Al. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say it. Jaylen Brown should have said Jaylen Brown's the killer of the team. Regardless if anyone wants to say it, people are like, oh, it's Jason Tatum. It's not. It's not. And Jaylen Brown, I'm going to say it. Think about it. Okay, Jaylen Brown has proved last year that he's a dog. He's a dog. He's going to go after it, regardless if he has 39 turnovers in the game like he did some of the playoffs last year. He's going to go after it every time. Every time. That ball should have been in. He shouldn't have passed it. And I'm sorry, he should have Kobe'd it. He should have just Kobe'd it and just said, I'm going for it. He passed it to the open player. I understand why he did that. I understand it. But he should have took that shot. Not Jason Tatum. Even though Jason Tatum dropped like 40 points, but Jason Tatum was hella inefficient last night. What was his stats yesterday? His stats yesterday, I was looking at it earlier. I was like, his stats yesterday. What was Jason Tatum? He did something like, what was he?
Well, he dropped 40, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
Nah. His stat level. I feel like his shot percentage was stupid. Was like is really inefficient.
Oh, he was 12 for 30 from the field. 12 from 30 from the field, 6 for 17 from 3.
So like, that's my opinion though. That's my opinion. I feel like again the Celtics. I think some people have cracked the code. The Nets and the Knicks in specific, because we are terrible when someone runs in transit. When someone runs on transition, we've been getting terrible getting back. Because I realize if someone else pushes the pace on us faster, we get all frazzled and we can't handle it. Like think about it. Think about most of the games that we've been losing. If the Celtics are back against the wall, we're going to start jacking up threes. And also, if our backs are against the wall, we don't know how to understand when they're pushing. Like when Quickly was pushing up the court or pushing the pace, the Celtics were getting frazzled. I also feel like once we don't really keep our foot on the necks either. I say it like I don't say it as ruthless as it should be, but we like let the pressure up a little bit instead of just keeping applying the pressure and keeping them down. Nah, we let them get back in the game, and then look what happens. Think about it. First OT, we could have won the first OT. We should have won the first OT. We could have made 2 or 3 stops, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And then you got people bricking threes when they really could have just got to the elbow and shot a jumper.
I think like we mentioned it before, I'm gonna say it again. I think Robert Williams, that's what he brings on the transition. The transition always kills the Celtics because they got fast guards, athletic guys on the other team. They push the ball. It creates easy layups. It creates crashes and then kickouts and then open threes. But that's what Robert Williams would have brought if he played. He's a guy when healthy, he can get transition blocks. He can help defense and get blocks. He can go out on the perimeter and like alter shots. But without that, they don't have any.
They don't have nothing.
No high flyers. No guys that could jump out the gym and alter shots. They just got guys who got big bodies, strength, but like no one that can rise up and change shots. So like,
who do you think we should get? I'm asked. Who do you think would have been out there that we should have got during the trade deadline? I'm curious. What do you think?
I mean,
what could we have added?
I would have liked Claxton. He can jump, he can alter shots, he can dunk. I mean, that's what Robert Williams did when he's not hurt. But he's hurt so often. I think we kind of overlook it. I think we overlook Robert Williams being hurt so much. Like they have Al Horford. Al Horford's not. He's only gonna play like 20 minutes a game nowadays, maybe 30. But like Robert Williams, he alters shots. He cleans up. He catches alley-oops, and like no one else besides maybe Tatum, like no one can really catch a pick and roll alley-oop like dunk. I haven't seen it. I only seen Tatum really do it. I know Al Horford is not really going to do that. I know Grant Williams isn't really going to do that, and then Blake Griffin has been playing. Sam Hauser's not really going to do that. So it's just like we need an athletic guy who can like get blocks or alter shots or make people think twice before going in the paint. I don't think anyone thinks twice before going in the paint against the Celtics right now.
No, because we look weak there.
Yeah, it's been perimeter defense that's been like the Celtics' strength on defense.
Yeah, like, not inside, not interior, not interior.
And that's huge. That's huge.
And
that's what
like we were saying about Robert Williams, it's true. Like he is that person in the middle. You know what I mean? Like when he's on the court, no one's gonna drive on him. They try, and he's that blocker. That's why when he was out this season, you can kind of see the imbalance in the Celtics because we didn't have anyone inside the middle. So, what did you see last night?
I just saw inside the paint points. Offensively, I don't like that they're a shooting team. I think like can they shoot? Yes. Do they have? But they don't have the top 5 shooters in the league. To me, like Jason Tatum, he's a good shooter. Jaylen Brown, he's a good shooter. Grant Williams, he's an okay shooter, and everyone else is okay shooters. It's like they don't have any top 5 efficient that like, yeah, when they throw it up, no one's gonna argue that they shouldn't have thrown it. No, they like not. You know, when Steph Curry shoots it, no one's like, that's a bad shot. No, it's Steph Curry. Klay Thompson shoots it. No,
it's a good shot. It's a good shot.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, Jalen, they're good shooters, but like they can make ill-advised shots, and they do, especially when the team's going on runs. I
Oh yeah.
hate, I hate how the Celtics play when the team's going on runs, whether it's not calling a timeout or whether it's shooting a three. And that's why I mentioned the block so much, because when you pass it on the block, it stops the game for a second. It
Yeah.
stops the momentum, it stops the run. Give it to the guy on the block. He holds it, checks the offense. Does he have to kick it out, and then goes into a move? Maybe get to the foul line. Maybe get to foul. Like, but we don't have that. We
We
keep
don't
the
have
same.
that.
Yeah,
We
and
don't
it's
have
just
that. You know what we got? We got. I'm gonna pull up for this three. 19 seconds left on the clock.
I hate that. Oh my
I
god.
hate it. Yo, I hate it, yo. I hate that crap. Like I get so aggravated because I'm like, yo, just get to your spot. Just get to your spot. If you think the three is your spot, get to a better spot than your three. Get to the corner. Like get somewhere where it's a more of a high percentage shot for you in the corner. But like, I hate it. That is like the one thing I hate about just the NBA in general, like the whole game in general, because I was a big like in the Celtics era, I'm a huge Paul Pierce fan. Okay, like a huge Paul Pierce fan. Paul Pierce can obviously shoot the three, but I used to love when he would get to his spot at the elbow, and you knew 9 times out of 10 it was going in. I
Oh
would
yeah.
rather I would rather have that any day than someone pulling up for a three with 19 or 17 seconds left on the clock. I would love that when they would go literally like that was like one of my favorite things. I'm always gonna get on the or KG. Like even think when KG was playing, even when KG was playing, he would
Yeah.
go, he'd back him down and do a turnaround jumper, and then it would hit every time. Matter of fact, that was like my favorite move on 2K. I'm like, I'm giving it to KG. Like I play my boys and but yeah, I'm giving it to KG. Just so you know, I'm gonna give it to KG on the block and I'm gonna spin and I'm gonna shoot it. We
Yeah.
don't have that, man. We just don't have that. I know the game has changed. I'm not stupid. But sometimes I feel like we have to go back. They bring back everything else, man. They just brought back the Proud Family on Disney Plus. We can bring back people going on. We could go back to old school ball for a little bit. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm not saying like we need to stay there. You know what I'm saying? But damn, make an effort. That's just me. Like make an effort. Like take more. That's why I don't. That's the one thing I like about Joe Mazzulla. Seriously, because I couldn't be the coach because I would probably smack him in the back of the head. Like, what you doing, dog? What you doing? I'd probably smack one in the back of the leg. Nah, man, get over there. But I
Yeah.
get it. Game change.
What do you think? What do you think of Mike Muscala and Sam Hauser?
Okay, I like Sam Hauser. I do. I like Sam Hauser. I feel like he's really efficient. I met his mom actually when I went to the
Wow.
Celtics game. Yeah, when I went to the Celtics game a couple weeks back, I was on the court and I was just doing some filming, and this lady walks by and she just walks by like, how are you? And she's talking to me and she's like, yeah, my son is Sam, and I was like, Sam Hauser? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh snap, that's amazing. But I like Sam because I like how he gets off the court. I don't really know a lot about Muscola. I really don't know a lot too much of him. I've watched his game, bits and parts. I feel like he fits. I feel like once he gets back in his groove, though, I feel like he'll be an awesome fit. But I just like Sam. What about
I
you?
think I think they fit Joe Mazzulla's game plan. But I
Yeah.
don't think that necessarily works with what they've been missing. The only thing they're just missing inside presence, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they
Like,
need a front court. It's been like that for years, though. Think about it. 4 freaking years, we have not had a front court. Everything we would trade for freaking guards all the time. Think about
yeah,
it, man. How many times we traded? I think one year we had like 19 guards. It seemed like we had like a million guards, but no front court. We haven't
you know,
had a true front court.
not Tristan Thompson.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Ah,
You mean
he's
Tristan
a
Kardashian? You mean Tristan Kardashian?
yeah. He was a champion though.
Champion of I'm not even gonna say it online. He was champion of nothing. He was not a champ. Listen, LeBron won him that championship. If Tristan Thompson was the player he was in Cleveland when he got to Boston, we know he wasn't. He was not that player. He was not that player. If we would have got Cleveland Thompson like during their run, different. But we haven't had a front court. I don't know, since Robert Parrish. I don't know. I feel like but I want you to think about it. When last time you think we've had a dominant front court?
KG and
Dominant.
Perk. KG
Okay.
and Perk.
And that was
Yeah.
what? That's the last time we had a dominant that no one was going in there. I honestly wish KG got a role on the Celtics. Like I really wish they had gave him a role in the Celtics, whether that had been like freaking anything. He worked in the front court. I don't know. I feel like they should have gave. I feel like his intensity, just alone, would have changed the way the player's mindset is. You ever watch his show? You can kind of tell he's still got that dog in him, and he's just a chill person. But we haven't had a true front court. That's something I can really agree on you, Kevin. Like, is if that's the one thing I think I've been saying for a long time is that we don't have a front court. We've never just got like a dominant big, like a dominant big that could just take over a game and Shaq it. Like even we got Shaq when he was like dying, like even Shaq,
Yeah.
and that was a no go. But even when Shaq was like dying, he was more dominant than some of the players we got on the team sometimes.
I think that Robert Williams was supposed to be that.
He's hurt. He's hurt all the time.
It changed
He's hurt.
But one thing I don't like these front court guys they pick up. They're just shooters. They're just small forwards. But they still have to be 6'9", so they're considered.
They're a front court. Yeah, like you said, the Sam Hausers from school, like that's what they are. They're just big fronts that can shoot. But again, that's because the game has changed, bro. The game has changed in a way where, like, you got kids now in high school that are like 6'9", popping threes, and 6'11", 6. I think I seen one the other day. I think one of the kids I seen, he was like 7'1", could pick up a three like at any moment. The kid's like a sophomore in high school, pick up a 7'1" and just be able to through the three. But that's because the way that now look at Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, like they're all well. Kevin Durant a little different. He's a little lanky bastard, but I feel like that's kind of the way the game's going.
But one thing I don't like about that is because, yeah, they can shoot and they can drive to the basket, but none of them can really shoot mid ranges, a catch and shoot mid range. None of them can shoot a off the pick catch and shoot off a three. It's off a dribble from the left hand to the right, a crossover to a pull up. It's a shoot. It's like people think, oh yeah, these guys they can shoot so like the tall guys they can shoot so much, they can shoot way better. They can shoot in specific ways, but none of them are coming off like a JJ Redick or Reggie Miller off the pick catch. I haven't seen any big guys do that. I haven't seen any big guys shoot mid range. I've seen them miss a lot of those. A lot of burning. It's like people kind of get it confused and be like, oh, they can shoot. People guys can shoot, but like when you really watch it, they only have like, when guys work out in the gym. I used to play basketball. Like I can tell they only work on this type of jump shot, like a catch and shoot or like a 1-2 dribble crossover jump shot. I think it's like these big guys they can shoot, but they're a little constrained to certain bags. I don't know.
Yeah. Nah. I seen a little late. Happy birthday, Marcus Smart. I seen that too. It came across the screen. It's Marcus Smart's birthday. Happy birthday, man. Please get your stuff together, brother. If you ever see this show, get your stuff together, man. You the leader. I'm gonna say it right now to your face, Marcus. You were a phenomenal player. Happy birthday, but you need to get the team back in line. Don't be shooting threes.
Is he playing like a defensive player of the year right now?
No.
Is Malcolm Brogdon playing like a six man?
Yes.
Is Jason playing like an MVP?
Yeah, definitely is within the top 5. If Jason don't say it. Don't come on, bro. We can argue about this all day. We can argue about this all day. Jason Tatum, you think he's playing at MVP level right now? You cannot say that he's not playing at an MVP level.
I mean, he's averaging 30, so technically, yeah. But like the wins and like what he's been doing in the final minutes of games and like his efficiency, no. I don't think he's gonna win it.
No, he's not. It's probably gonna be the Joker. I think the Joker is gonna win. I just think because it's the Joker's gonna win. Like I think that's where the league wants us to go. I think. And I just seen the thing that came across just now. It says Jason playing with the Kobe mentality. No. Listen, Kobe would have that ball, and I wasn't even like a big Kobe fan. Like I wasn't. I'm a Celtics fan. So like, let's be honest. A Celtics fan, you're taught in life, blank everything the Lakers. And then I watched Kobe Bryant's Muse. I don't know if you've ever seen that on Showtime. I ended up watching Kobe Bryant's Muse, and I have a whole new respect for his game. And then, obviously, throughout the time, I started researching more about Kobe. Kobe had the mentality of like, yo, I'm going to win at all costs. Do you know what I mean? I like that too. No Kobe mentality, no MVP. It's true. Like Kobe had that. Kobe had that mentality where he was like, I'm gonna be better than you. I'm gonna outwork you. And I feel like, unfortunately, Jason Tatum doesn't try to outwork people. He'll more complain about to go complain to the ref. Where Kobe, instead of complaining to the ref, would run back and go play some retarded defense. Think about it. Like I don't ever remember really seeing Kobe Bryant complain to refs that often. Majority of the time, it was more like if something happened to him on the offensive side, he'd run back and then give everything on the defensive end to either get the ball back and ready to go.
Yeah, one thing I mean, Kobe Bryant was my favorite player of all time. Celtics fan, but Kobe Bryant was my favorite player.
He's nasty, bro. I gotta give him 100%. He's nasty.
One thing he did that I like always loved is like when teams went on runs, Kobe would get the ball and like get to the foul line, stop the game, and that like it changes everything without even getting the timeout. Like it stops teams' entire momentum, and now all of a sudden the next possession they get a stop. Kobe comes down and gets like a 2 point. Doesn't even have to be a 3, a 2 point like layup or turnaround jumper, and then like before you know it, they're back in the game. And it's like
because he slowed the game down. He slowed the game down on purpose. That's what you're supposed to do, though. You know what I mean? Like they don't do that. They don't. Jason Tatum does not do that. Like I think sometimes he does. Sometimes like when like if he's in a rut, I'll see him start to drive more and try to get into the paint and then try to get a foul. I get that, but he don't do what Kobe do. Right? That's just he could say Kobe his icon and everything, but he ain't the Black Mamba. Like right now, he's not even I know they try to call him the Green Mamba. Yeah, he ain't the Green Mamba yet either. He's more like the light green Mamba right now. He ain't the Green Mamba. He need to like get. I felt like this year in the beginning he was kind of getting to that point, but you could just see it like the complaining to the refs, the like sometimes he does sulk. Like you'll see him, he sulks sometimes. I ain't never seen Kobe Bryant sulk.
No.
You know what I mean?
Do you think there's underlying issues in the locker room?
I don't know, man. I feel like Jaylen Brown came out and said something the other day, which kind of made sense, but he was like, he didn't mind being the number 2. You know what I'm saying? And I think he understood the hierarchy now. And Jaylen Brown could probably go be the star on any other team. He could probably go be that man. But I just think that right now, I don't think there's any. I just don't know. I ain't in the locker. You know what I'm saying? We're only going to know so much stuff. You know what I mean? There's probably some issues in the locker room, but we ain't really going to know because it's not really going to spill over. Except for when, like last year when we had Udoka, right? And Udoka checked them all. Like he checked all of them. He'll check them he'll check them on the press conference. But yo, stop acting stupid. And he'll say it. Joe Mazzulla ain't going to say that stuff. He's going to keep that all in house. Yeah. If there is an issue, I feel like it probably coming from Smart. I feel like it would come from Smart. Didn't he break his hand one year? Wasn't that like the bubble? Didn't he break his hand from like punching like a water bottle or something? One of the comments, what did it say? Do I think that we can win a ring with Tatum? It just can't be Tatum. We can win a ring, but it can't be just Tatum. The whole team got to play a certain way. I feel like Tatum could probably bring us there, but like I said, my guy is Brown. I feel like if we get into the playoffs, I want Jaylen Brown to have the last shot.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I do. I just feel like he's hungry. I feel like, listen, when you're Robin, right? When you're Robin, I don't know if you follow comic books, okay? Robin hated Batman towards the end. He was like, I need to go be Nightwing. And Nightwing's a beast. Like Nightwing's a beast. And I feel like if given the opportunity, Brown's going to try to outshine Batman sometimes. He's going to try. And I feel like when you have that type of mentality, you're going to, I'd rather him, because he proved it last year. Like he proved it last year during the playoffs. Like he had that hunger and that fire. Tatum don't got it. Hell no, we shouldn't let Brown go anywhere. What the hell is this dumbass question? I'm sorry to say or swear, but that's a dumb question, man. No, we should. Yes, we should keep Brown. We should not let him go anywhere. We need to keep him trapped, almost like a boa constrictor. I feel like this is the best ball they've played. Don't get me wrong. In comparison to last year, yes, I feel like they have leaped in a certain way in comparison to last year. Um, I think we should keep Brown. I don't think we should let him go. I feel like they work well together once when they're sinking. I feel like when the Celtics entire team are sinking, they are unstoppable. They are. I don't know what it is. I feel like when they're playing at the level that they need to play at, no one can beat them. No one. Think about it. When they have their five starters, when they have Horford, Robert Williams, Marcus, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, they are unstoppable front. They are unstoppable five when they're playing at a level that they're supposed to be, where they're getting to the block, they're trying to get in, they're getting open shots, they're creating things. The problem, what's it say?
The problem is that two top guys don't have the it factor to be the team's emotional leader. Both JV and JT too reserved, and I think that's an issue. Marcus is always looked at as the problem, but he's the only one that speaks up. That's
That's
fair.
fair. That's fair. That's hella fair. That's hella fair because they are reserved. Like we're gonna go back to Kobe, right? Kobe cussed out people on the bench. Like he'd cuss out a teammate on the bench. He wouldn't care who was there because if they weren't playing at the level he needed to be, he would tell them to their face. Where I feel like Marcus would do that, but I think Marcus will almost punch them. It's just a weird thing. I feel like Tatum, if he wants to be that leader in that JB, the same thing. They are very reserved. They are very reserved. Marcus is the only one that really will come out. If they want to have a dogfight in something, they need to check their teammates. They do. They need to check them because Michael Jordan, who is one of my favorite players of all time, was a jerk. Like everybody knows, they say he was like the worst person to play for. However, he got things done. Like he made people around him get to his level. If they not, that they weren't good enough. Like I think one of the quotes I use this quote all the time. It's not even a basketball quote, but it's if you consider yourself baggage, I can consider you lightweight. Like think about it. Like if you're straight baggage to me. You're baggage. And if you can't get that baggage off me, I'm consider you dead weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like
I want to know your take on something. What I've seen that I have not liked from Jason Tatum. Some of it's not on the court. Some of it's like I see too much off court stuff, and not issues per se, but like the having his son in the layup lines, having like this a sneaker deal, having like he be in TMZ reports of him dating like other like singers and celebrities and like birthday parties. It's like you're getting this superstar treatment without a ring.
All right,
He's got a lot of superstar treatment without a ring. Like when we get Steph Curry when he had his daughter, like he won a ring already. Or like when it's like he's getting kind of stuff that like you give people who already have gotten stuff. He's getting the treatment without the.
All right, So let's talk about Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's living a dream that he probably dreamed about as a kid for his whole life, right?
Yeah. Yes.
His father, which I think they say like his dad is in his life, but wasn't really in his life like he was when they were younger, right? Mm-hmm. So for him to bring his son around, I feel like that's awesome. I feel like I know that it's cool. I know that it's cool that I know that he got his son in the layup line, but it takes a village to raise a family, right? It takes a village to raise a child. So he's using his village, which is the Celtics, to raise his son, raising his son in straight values, right? And I think that part is cool, right? The sneaker deal thing, we should be happy for him. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you why we should be happy for this man to have his own sneaker. He probably dreamed about getting his own sneaker. He probably dreamed about it. Matter of fact, he said one of his favorite players besides Kobe Bryant was Michael Jordan, right? He kind of emulates that. And now he gets signed with Team Jordan. When he got signed with Team Jordan, his first year, like his rookie year, he signed with Team Jordan the second year. I think it was his rookie year, right? Yeah. we cannot deny that the dude has put in the work to get to the level to get his own shoe. Right? Giannis had his own shoe before he was a champion. Right? Giannis had his own shoe before he was a champion. He didn't even win a championship. He got his own shoe. He had the Giannis ones. I almost bought those. I actually want the Tatums. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't like the lemonade ones, but I do want the Tatums. The dating of superstars. Man, if you were famous, you would date a superstar too. Don't lie, Kevin. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. Beyonce came walking down here. You'd be the first person like, yo, this is Beyonce. This is me, Kevin Turner, live on Celtics Radio. Beyonce. Yeah, she's here today. So we can't hate on her for that. And one of the guys on the thing just said, like, superstars are gonna get. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. He just had his birthday party, right, with his boys. We have. Oh yeah, we'll keep it going. He said like he got freaking LMA.
Yeah,
he's LMA. Like, come on. You can say her name. Say her name. It's okay. It's okay. He had LMA at the Rockefeller. Was it the Rock? I think it was the Rock Nation brunch or something. Like,
yeah.
Like he was out there. Like he was probably singing that Boo song she had. Like, I get it. Like, I 100% get it. Like, I 100% get it. Wow. He's a young man. He's 25. He's living his life. Yes, he doesn't win a chip. But so what? He wins a chip. All of a sudden, he can get all those things. He win a chip. Yo, Charles Barkley didn't win no chip. Charles Barkley out there gambling and all types of stuff, right? You never hear Jason Tatum outside doing anything besides hanging out with people, his people, hanging with his son. You don't see anything crazy with him. Nothing. Think about it. You don't see him John Morant.
Yeah, no.
Which we should talk about that too. Like, that's terrible. Okay, like what's happening with John Morant? Like, not for nothing. I feel actually bad for John Morant. Like, I do because he's put himself in a spotlight. He's got to this level of success, right? He got to this level of success in his life that he making dumb decisions, yo. Like, dumb decisions, like dumb. Like, even like when Paul Pierce got stabbed like 38 times, like, he shouldn't even have been in that club, but he still got stabbed up. Was that a dumb decision to be there? Yeah, but he rebounded from that. I feel John Morant would do the same thing. But, again, goes back to my point. You don't see Jason Tatum inside the club with a gun out, or the most you ever see him out with is his son. Yeah. Think about it. Like 9 times out of 10, it's like Deuce and Little Deuce, like all the time. I think that's dope. That's just me.
I'm not mad at it. I'm never upset at it. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like, when he came into the league, we like say, okay, they're gonna make it. He said it in a podcast with JJ Redick. He was like, you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're like, oh, we got plenty of years left. And then you look by, and it's like 3 or 4 years go by, and like you haven't even made it back to there or like to the finals. And then like, and now it's kind of the same thing where like he's getting more stuff, more attention, more of this and more of that, but we haven't seen like too much of an elevation. Like we mentioned the Kobe mentality, we mentioned so many other different like turmoils, and then the coach thing is like, I think before our very eyes, we're kind of seeing certain things deteriorate. Not his game, but not his game. On the court, he's still killing, but it takes more than that to win a championship.
Well, listen, he's been in the league 5 years. His rookie year, he took them to the playoffs. Rookie year, right? Rookie. They haven't not been in the playoffs since he's been there.
What does that mean?
Just think about it. Like, he didn't go from like and he was young, bro. He wasn't like he was young. He played 1 year in Duke? 1 year in Duke and then bounced? Like, the kid's young. Like, regardless, he's not even close to his prime yet. People forget that. People forget, like, you don't hit your prime in basketball to what, like 27, 28, right? Yeah. He's not even in his prime yet. Look where he's at. He's not even in his prime yet. People put too much pressure, I feel, on people. Like, they did it to LeBron James too. And LeBron James is a phenomenal talent. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care about what anybody on the world say. Yes, he's a baby. He cried. He switched teams, whatever. LeBron James is a phenomenal talent. Half his career, he'd been in the finals. Actually, more than half of his career, he'd been in the finals games. Not not the playoffs, not the Eastern. He's been in the finals. He's like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady, half his career, he's been in the biggest game to win it all. We need to stop doing that to like people like that. Like LeBron James, he came in with the expectations to be the next level, and this kid came fresh out of high school. You know that pressure they put on that kid. Same thing with Tatum. Tatum gets out of a thing, and there's a ton of pressure to come to the Celtics. The Celtics has fucking 17 banners. We have 17 banners in comparison to any other thing. Just coming to that franchise where you look up and you see all those banners, that must be a tremendous amount of pressure that we forget has people. Like, I'm not a basketball player. Like, I'm not a professional basketball player. Kevin, you are not a professional basketball player. We are just not, right? We can talk about things and write, but the facts of the matter, we're not. We don't know the pressure that must be as a young man. I know when I was 19, just going to work was pressureful. But I couldn't imagine being 19, having to go train every day, then travel, and then you're around people that you've never been. And then all of a sudden you went from being broke to being a millionaire, and you have all the other pressures of your family around you and all those things. Huh?
And your father.
And you're a father. And you're a father. I just became a father 9 years ago. I'm 41, so do the math. Mm-hmm. That's hella pressure. And I'm not rich. I am not Jason Tatum, got money like that.
Yeah.
However, that amount of pressure on a young man, you don't even know who you are as a man yet. That's why I think they don't reach their prime till they're like 25, till they're like 28, because it takes time for the game to slow down. That's just my take on that particular aspect. Like, I feel like Jason Tatum will get there. I feel like Jaylen Brown will get there. And what do you say? Superstars get pressed? Of course they get pressed, man. They're superstars, man. That's a fact. They are superstars. They're gonna get pressed.
Are you not worried? I'm sorry, are you not worried about him being from Duke and like the stigma Duke players have in the NBA? Because this is what I'm starting to see the
Kyries.
I'm starting to see the pattern. I'm like, before I'm seeing it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I feel like I'm seeing it.
I don't know. Maybe you guys like. That's what I don't like. I don't like why he's boys with Kyrie. It drives me insane. But I know it's the Duke thing. I understand. I don't know, man. I feel like if he win a chip, I feel like if he wins a championship, I feel like everyone's energy level would drop tremendously because he put in the work to do it, right? So I'm kind of torn, bro, because I don't want to say that because Kyrie Irving from Duke went and he balls. The dude's a tremendous basketball player, regardless of the antics that he pulls offside. And I'm happy that the Nets suck because ever since even though they won this week, ever since Kyrie stepped on Lucky, his game has been trash. However, it's, I guess the mentality of Duke players has always been like they get mad cocky sometimes, and they do get a lot of stuff really fast. I don't know, man. I'm kind of with you on that, though. It might be a little bit of the Duke thing, but I hope not. I hope that plays out. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. Like, if you're a Celtics fan just like myself, like you want them to win. Like, we want them to win. We're biased. We're Celtics fans. We're Celtics. We're on Celtics Talk Radio. If we're not a little biased a little bit, then we wouldn't be Celtics fans and we wouldn't be on Celtics Talk Radio. We want them to win. Do I want Jason Tatum to, be the superstar he's meant to be? Of course. You know what I mean? The kid's young. He's still young. To be honest, I want Jaylen Brown to have his own shoe. Like, I feel like he's such an underrated player. That's just my opinion. He's such an underrated player.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just like, he's great. He's awesome. But like, when we look at Zion, how much hype he has, how great of a player he is, Kyrie Irving, it's like, but we also see like, when it's all said and done, like, kind of what do they have to show for it besides some and like Kyrie won chip, Anthony Davis won, he's from Kentucky, but like there's been players who won chip, but I don't think they were the main guys that came from Duke. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But they had all the sneakers, they had all the commercials, they had all these things. I'm just like, I hope this isn't the same thing with Tatum.
Yeah, true. I get it. I could say something about Anthony Davis. What is your opinion on Anthony Davis? What's your opinion on Anthony Davis?
Man, he's a great player, but he's always hurt, and like he's just I don't know if he's fake. I can't. It's wrong for me to speculate he's faking it. I feel like that's, but some of it just looks insane. Like every time he jumps, it's like it does look like, oh my god! Like I feel like
would you have taken him on Celtics?
Huh?
Would you take him on the Celtics?
No.
Remember, there was a ton of rumors at one time that he was going to come here.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him either because he's always injury prone. Like you said, some of the stuff that he gets injured on, you're like, he just walked. Like, what are you talking about? He's just walking up the court. What are you talking about? It's because he's big.
Someone poked him in the eye, and now he's just
Half
like
blind.
On his knees because someone poked him in the eye. I'm like, what? So just like, you know what? Never mind. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to touch? For me, I touched everything, man.
I just like kicking, man. I think we did, man. All right, we'll talk about one more thing. What do you think about if the Celtics come out East? Because I really think it's between the Bucks and the Celtics. Coming out the East. Do you think the Sixers are a factor, or do you think it is the Celtics and the Bucks?
I'm assuming you mean if Middleton and everyone is healthy.
Yeah.
I got a chance to watch the Sixers and Bucks game. The Bucks and the Sixers look legit, but I feel like
I was happy they won, though. I'm getting real with you. I was only happy they won for one reason, just because I wanted the Bucks to lose one.
Yeah. Yeah, same. If I'm being honest, I know I've said this so many times. I think it really comes down to Robert Williams, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon. They're good. They're great. Grant Williams, like they're good. I think it really comes down to Robert Williams because if he's not there, who's stopping him? Who's stopping Giannis? Who's stopping Joel Embiid? Not that Robert Williams can quote unquote stop them. He cannot stop them, but he can get some stops. He can get key stops. He can get a key block. So many different things. Like if he's not there, I don't think the Celtics really stand it. If he's not there every game, completely healthy, I don't think the Celtics can win it.
Well, who do we go against in the West?
Who do I want to go against in the West?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think the Denver Nuggets are that good.
Me neither.
I know they're one of the best right now, but like I don't think they're that good in a playoff setting. They don't have any dogs.
Just a joker.
Yeah, and I don't even think he's a dog. I think dog is a mentality. It's not a skill set. Like being a dog is a mentality, and I don't think he has it. He's very skilled, but like a dog is just like I don't care. Like you said, I don't care if you miss 39 shots. I don't care if you have 12 turnovers. I'm gonna play the same way, shoot the ball with the same confidence, run up the court with the same intensity, same speed. I don't think they have that. I don't think like Jamal Murray. I don't think what's the tall kid's name? He's nice. He's always been hurt, but he's good, but like I just don't think they have dogs on their team.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a strong showing out the West this year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a strong showing out the West. Seriously, there's really I don't think there's going to be a strong showing out the West. I feel like, huh?
The Warriors might take it.
Shut up.
I think so.
You're lying to yourself.
You don't think so?
You're lying to yourself. You think the Warriors are going to come back? You think the Warriors are going to take it out the West?
I think they have a great chance.
I'd give it to the Grizzlies more than I would the Warriors.
Why?
Yep, I said it. Just because I don't want the Warriors to go out the West. I don't
want them either, but I think the Warriors can very much come out the West. Very much. You got to think when you have a team that's full of champions, they know how to get there. So all we need to do is make the playoffs. We don't care about the seeding. We don't care about the play. That's why I said for the Celtics, I care about the seeding because they haven't won anything. But for like teams that won championship, teams that won, you got to think when the Cavs won, and was it 2018 with LeBron? They was what? I don't even think they was the first seed. They might have been. But there was times when they made it to the championship, they was not the first seed because they knew LeBron knew how to win championships. He was like, I don't care about none of that. Just put me in the playoffs and like we'll get there. That's what happened last year. The Warriors first seed.
True. It's true.
They ran through it. They was winning games in 6 games, 5 games. They ran through it. So like
I give you that. You're right.
I don't want the Warriors to win it either.
I just don't. But I know. Oh, the guy Chris, he said the Suns are the Mavs. All right, man. Are you only saying the Suns because they got Kevin Durant now? Let's be real here, bro. Are you only saying that because they have it now? If so, listen, the Suns will never come out the West as long as Chris Paul is on the team. And I'm not saying that because Chris Paul is a phenomenal talent. Unfortunately, Chris Paul is a jinx. Any team he's gone to, unfortunately, they just don't win the big time games. And that's just my opinion. That's just, and the Mavs ain't going anywhere either because Kyrie's there now. That's just, sorry. Kyrie also a jinx. Kyrie, a little tremendous talent, also a jinx.
I think the Mavs are kind of like the Celtics, like a lesser Celtics, like really good backcourt, not really good front court.
Good front court, yeah, they don't got a front court either. You had a great time talking to you today, bro.
Yes, man. You gotta come back up here. Here.
For sure. Oh, so you wrote back. What do you say? I accounted for CP3 being injured in the playoffs, but KD, I think, could take them only because they. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. He is agreeing with me. The West is weak this year. East is more powerful. The West is weak as hell. The West is like the West right now is like Superman on kryptonite.
Yeah. I got the Warriors, honestly. Like, you can't go against champions.
Celtics Nation because they know what's up. Steph is back, so I got the Celtics versus the. Listen, bro, we're gonna talk off site, man. I'm gonna talk to my boy Chris off site. They're just going with the Warriors again. I can't make no more edits with Steph Curry, man. I just can't. I can't do it. He makes me mad.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you gotta come up here every week. We do it Monday. You're always welcome.
Like, yeah, man, I'm always down, man. Just let me know. I'm always down.
Okay, man. Listen, that concludes another episode of Celtics Talk Radio. Come back here every week, Monday, 10 o'clock, live. We'll see you.
Later. Peace.
Bring that smoke!